पोडकास्ट हान्न लाग्यो जे दिन्छ जे हुन्छ पनि बस्छस् म इङ्ग्लिसमा हान्छु कि त्यसरी
ओके
ओइला एकछिन पोडकास्टको नाम त सोच्नु पर्यो नि के राख्ने हुन्छ पोडकास्टको नाम
the Falcon the Falcons के त
र द Falcons है त
the Falcons podcast
द Falcons podcast ल
मेरो मुख क्लियर देखियो र
छ लास्टै गरु देखा जस्तो ल
फेरि मेरोमा आफ्नै मुख बाला तिमीहरुको क्लियर आयो खै छ्या फुडी खानी छ ल आज मिटिङ लिइ भन्ने फर्स्टमा त यार के गरे यार
ओए त्यो गरेर मलाई दाजु फुडीले लास्ट कने छ है वेटिङ रुममा हैन लास्टै कने है त्यसले आज सुन है हैन त्यसको त्यो त्यति बेला चाहिँ बिल्ला नान पछि बिल्ला हान हैन त्यो लास्ट कने मलाई थाहा छ है
अब अहिलेका बिल्ला हामी जस्तो प्रोफेसनल झन् राम्रो हो अहिले त्यसले
मैले एक्सेप्ट हान्छ
बस
फुडी टिल्ट
बस
हो गुड जब
यस
वाह
ल ठीक छ
अनि अहिले अझै आइफोन नै लिएर आएछ मलाई ल केही छैन ल
ए कसरी हो
त्यही आउँछ छोड
नाम लेख्न भने हुन्छ यार
ल छोड दे ल
फुडी टिल्ट
वाह
छ त टिल्ट छ ल ठीक छ
ल
गाइज है अब नबोल्न मन के अनम्युटे राख्ने अनम्युटे होस् है सबैको ल तर त्यो फुच्ची यताउता हल्ला सल्ला चाहिँ आउनु भएन है त त्यो आयो भने चाहिँ म्युट हान्दिहाल है त
वरिपरि कुकुर छ भने फाल्दै हुन्छ कुकुरले
ल ओए फुडी अनि हाम्रो पोडकास्टको नाम द फाल्कन्स पोडकास्ट हो है
ओ नाइ यार यस्तो नगरे यार
भर्खरै हामीले डिस्कस गर्ने हो म मोटेर नागेले त चाहिँ पनि स्लो है सनी
कि सुरुमै हो दिस पोडकास्ट इज पावर बाइ फाल्कन्स भन्नु
त फर्स्टमै भन्नु पर्छ नि
म हो त होस्ट यहाँ मेरो सब रेडी छ कि ल है त हल्का अब कसरी स्टार्ट गर्ने थाहा छैन जसरी आउँछ त्यसरी है त अनि ल है त त्यसपछि म फर्स्टमा कसलाई भनौँ भने है त ल अनि त्यही अनुसार म जाउँ हाउ इज द ट्रान्सफर विन्डो लुकिङ फर द प्रिमियर लिग क्लब्स म फर्स्टमा कसलाई भनौँ भन् त भन्नलाई
ठेक्कोलाई भन्नु पर्दैन कि एउटाले भने भइहाल्ने ए हैन नागेर भन्न
ल यस्तो म नागेले डाइरेक्ट पोइन्ट आउट गरेर ल आइजम सिटी लेट मी स्टार्ट फ्रम यु यसै भन्छु है त
मलाई के आइफोन भन्छस्
आइफोन
यस्तो
ल है त है गाइज गाइज हल्का
इंग्लिश है
इंग्लिश है ल ब्रोकन इंग्लिश भयो के फर्स्ट पोडकास्ट हो हैन हामी बेटर हुन्छ हरेक पोडकास्टमा हामी बेटर हुँदै जानुपर्छ हैन अब
यस आई एग्री
ल स्टार्ट त
यस
उहाँ चाहिँ हाम्रो ए नहाँसै गइ
टाइम भइराख्यो
ल
नहाँस्ने भने
ल म हाँस्दिनँ अरू नहाँस है त Good afternoon, guys. Wait, hold on. I'll start in 3, 2, 1.
Yep.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the first episode of the Falcons podcast. And today, here with us, we have Siddhant Adhikari, Izam City, and iPhone. Guys, let me clarify that he didn't know how to change his name, so we will be seeing him as iPhone, not Aditya Sharma. His name is Aditya Sharma, by the way. So, guys, as it's our first episode and the Premier League's transfer window is looking good, so let me start with the first question. How is the transfer window looking for the Premier League clubs? So, Izam City, let me start with you.
I think comparatively, if we compare to last year's transfer window to this year's transfer window, you can see a drastic change. Like this year, there have been more like star signings, more better signings, more like spotlight to the Premier League. Even Messi was linked to Premier League. If only Messi would be linked would be in Premier League, the other league wouldn't get this much recognition and stuff. I think there wouldn't be any broadcast of other leagues. And to be fair, like Chelsea have had the strongest strongest transfer window out of all clubs in the Premier League, and maybe out of all the clubs in the whole of Europe. And there will be all the clubs have been linked with some good signings. Like even Leeds have signed Rodrigo from Valencia, which is a class signing to be fair. And like Arsenal have signed Willian and Gabriel, which will probably help them to do better this time, because last time they finished 8th and they have to finish in a European spot this year. So comparatively, even United have signed Van de Beek, and City are still focusing on signing Koulibaly, which can be a major factor to improve the City's defense. Nathan Ake, Ferran Torres, all these people are here to strengthen City's depth and quality. Overall, in my opinion, except for West Ham, all the clubs have been doing well in this transfer window.
Yeah. Of course, this is a transfer window.
Yeah, as Koulibaly is 29, don't you think that 65 million is an expensive transfer?
Yeah, people might think that Koulibaly is 29 years old, but people don't remember that Koulibaly is 5 years younger than Sergio Ramos.
Oh
He's 6 years younger than Thiago Silva. He's 7 years younger than Kyliani. So like his market cap is absolutely fine, because paying 65 million for a world-class defender will not be a problem. Also, City struggled last year a lot because of the defense, because City had Otamendi, who was like playing if starting Otamendi is already like playing with 10 players. So adding Koulibaly would absolutely fill this void, because only Laporte can't take care of the City's center defense line. So Koulibaly for 65 million is a must, because in nearby market you won't get a good defender, because if City doesn't sign Koulibaly, City has only 2 options remaining: Upamecano and Ruben Dias. And Benfica have already clearly stated that if only Ruben Dias will only leave the club if only the release clause is paid, and Ruben Dias' release clause is 85 million, and Upamecano recently signed a new contract. So other than Koulibaly, there is no choices in defense line.
Yeah. It looks like that Man City are focusing on their previous weaknesses. Yeah, the defense was the main problem last season. So with the signing of Ake and Koulibaly, they have done a good job. So won't the squad size be too big? So there must be some departures. What do you think will be the departures?
City is mainly trying to offload John Stones and Ilkay Gundogan. Also, Otamendi is also the priority target, which have been added to the transfer market, but like nobody is quite interested to get Otamendi, so it's quite difficult because of his recent performances. Like there are no like contact between clubs to buy Otamendi and Benjamin Mendy. So you see, City buying Ake can be a good step, because yesterday Ake played as a left back and had a very good game. So Ake can also play a centre back role and a left back role, which can finally, and adding Koulibaly will utterly complete our defense line, and which can be quite beneficial. And offloading some players should be done, but there have been no much interest from the players City is trying to offload.
Everton are also looking very strong with the signing of Allen, and then James is also being linked, and Doucouré from Watford, who have been relegated. So Everton is Everton is going for their renaissance. So I think they can at least compete in the Merseyside derby with their arch rival Liverpool this season. So
As
Chelsea.
yes, please.
So
As I just talked about Manchester City's defense last season, you can see when Emerick Laporte got injured during the after the fourth week, I guess, you see that City struggled in its defense. And I think the period of Laporte being injured for Manchester City cost them the Premier League title last season. So definitely City will be looking into strengthening their defense. A center back will be a must buy for City. Even if they fail to buy a center back, they just recently bought Nathan Ake, who is a versatile defender. He can play fabulously at left back. He can play fabulously at center back. We saw it at Bournemouth. So even if City miss out on Koulibaly this season, I don't think they have much of a trouble in defense. They have they have likes of Laporte, who I consider as one of the best Premier League defenders of last season or of the entire Premier League at the moment. So it won't be much of a trouble. They can still they will be competing for the Premier League title next season, even if they miss out on the Napoli center back.
Yeah, but
I wanted to ask something like, was signing of Willian good for Arsenal? Including his wages and everything. This is the question.
Paying 200k for a week from Arsenal for Willian, I think it's too much for a 31-year-old. He is a fabulous player on the flanks, but I think that is a way too much for Willian to be paid at the moment.
Yeah, Siddhant, you just talked about City's defense, but I want to just add to that point that as Roman Abramovich is spending huge amount in this window, so Chelsea just bought Malang Sarr, but they just loaned him out. Was that necessary?
Yeah, I would say that was necessary, because when you look at Chelsea's centre back options for last season, or you can say it for the upcoming season, they have a lot of options, but none of them have been consistent enough.
Guys, let me just hold you down. Okay, guys, we have just a new member entering our podcast. It's Nirmal Ghale. So let me admit him, and he's gonna give us his own analysis as well. So his name is Nirmal Ghale, but he's in as Khopara. So you guys just recognize him as Nirmal Ghale.
Oh my!
Nirmal Ghale, welcome.
Nirmal Ghale, tilt.
Any responses, Nirmal Ghale?
Nirmal Ghale is connecting to the audio.
Oh.
Okay, so talk about the Chelsea centre back options. With Zuma and Rudiger, it didn't seem like a strong lineup last time. So only with the addition of Thiago Silva, who is very old, will you think it will be sorted out this season?
You can. I think I don't need to explain about the qualities of Thiago Silva yet. He's an outstanding defender, probably one of the best in the world in playing in that position. You can see last season Chelsea did struggle in its centre back area. Rudiger wasn't good enough. Other defenders failed to show their consistency. With Thiago Silva coming in, they will get a leader which they have been lacking in the club since the departure of John Terry. You can see John Terry was the best defender in the Premier League history, arguably the best. With his departure, Chelsea lacked in the leadership area, and they have been trying to cope up in that since then. Azpilicueta is a good defender, but he lacks some leadership skills. And I think that he's not that much good enough to be a captain. He's a fabulous captain, but looking at his qualities to be a leader, it's not good enough. So Thiago Silva coming in, stepping up as the Chelsea's captain would be a great decision.
Yeah. Okay, guys. In the same regard, let me welcome Khopara, aka Nirmal Ghale, to the Falcons podcast. And Nino Gale, we were just talking about how is the transfer window looking for the Premier League clubs. Would you like to add something from your point?
I think Arsenal are doing pretty well in this transfer window, and Chelsea too. But I think many Manchester United are lagging behind in the transfer. And for Liverpool, if they get Thiago, then their team will be super next season. Uh, they'll have to fight for the title with Manchester City and Chelsea. I think the next season, Chelsea, Manchester City, Arsenal, and Manchester United are the contenders with Liverpool. That's it for now.
Yeah. Nino, in that regard, I guess we are getting some voice cracks from Nirmal Gale's side.
Yeah,
I guess
the
from the
audio
wireless
isn't a bit clear.
headphone. So I'd like to request him to please
Take off your headphone.
Yeah, take off your
Yeah.
headphone and connect from the mobile audio or the laptop audio itself.
Until he connects, I would like to go back to the recent conversation we had about Willian to Arsenal paying 200K a week. Is it overpriced or not? Aditya was about to say something, and Nirmal arrived. So Aditya, I would like to clarify. What are your thoughts about Willian to Arsenal, since you are an Arsenal fan?
As far as my sources are, based on my sources, the 200K per week, that the salary is not exactly 200K per week. It's somewhere around 100 to 150. With the add-ons, it will be around 2K. But the sports journalists, just to spice up the things, they have said that it is 200K per week. So addition of Willian, you are talking about, addition of Willian will be a better signing for Arsenal, because they have been lacking on the creative part of the game last season. We can see by the chances created by Arsenal, which are very low. And then Willian was a player who have been favored by Arteta and is highly rated by Arteta. So I think he will be able to create chances for Aubameyang, Lacazette, and Pepe to score more goals and then win Arsenal the game. So I think Willian, although due to his age, yeah, looking at his age, he looks old, but there is no slowness in him. And then you can see his capacity in last season's Chelsea side also. He was quick, he was creating chances. He was one of the main guys to take Chelsea to the top 4. So I think Willian will be a good signing.
Let me speak on that, but I think.
Okay.
Yes, Nirmal.
I think salary, even if it's 150K per week, I think that's too much for a 32-year-old and a declining player. I think Arsenal should have signed some young of like 24, 23. I think that is.
You are just available for 22 million.
The signing of Said Benrahma would be more reasonable, because he's been tearing up championship whole season. He's been linked up to Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, and the end they buy Willian for free just because
Arsenal spend 200K for Willian a week. If you take that, you are paying him around 10 millions in a year. Take that 10 millions out, add another 12 millions, you get Said Benrahma. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, Benrahma was good in last season championship, but Willian has the experience of Premier League. He has been playing a high-level game in Premier League for past few seasons. So
I agree.
Due to his experience, also Willian will provide a lot, I think. So Arteta, I think he's thinking of something for Willian to thrive in this Arsenal side.
Yeah. But talking about the transfer window, Chelsea, for this transfer window, Chelsea is just a synonym to transfers. So will Mason Mount, Tammy Abraham, and Oliver Giroud be able to fit in the Chelsea team now, because they got Havertz, Werner, and what will be to them? Will they get the place to the starting lineup, or is it just that Lampard is adding to his team's depth? What do you think?
I don't think Tammy, Abraham, and Giroud will retain their places. I think Timo Werner, Mason Mount will play in midfield. I think he'll play just behind Riker, but I don't think Tammy Abraham will retain his place.
Yes,
what do you think?
As for me, I like to last season we saw that Tammy dominated in the first half of the season. Giroud was completely left out during the first half of the campaign. But later in the latter part of the season, Giroud came. He showed the club what he is made of. He showed his capabilities. But for the next season, I think for either Tammy or Giroud, it will be a heartbreaking season, because I would not say it would be heartbreaking for Giroud, because of his age, he might have mentally thought of the Tammy and Giroud both might have thought of that they will be lacking game times next season. So what next? I think Lampard will go for playing Abraham as a rotational striker to Werner, or Giroud could do in the absence of Abraham. But I believe Giroud leaving at this window or at January would make much sense for the club and for Giroud as well, and for the that's it.
And do you think Kepa is still good enough to play for Chelsea, because his recent performance have been so effective, but effective in a sense that it helps the other team, not the Chelsea team. It helps the other team. So having Kepa in goal is quite effective for the opposition strikers, but is quite like a liability for Premier League strikers. So are Chelsea in the market for? There have been rumors circulating around that Chelsea have been linked around with 5-6 keepers. So, what is like the realistic expectation that keeper will be sold or be made second choice and another keeper will come?
Yeah, Peter Cech has advised Frank Lampard to not to offload Kepa this season, because Peter Cech sees him as a highly potential goalkeeper. So I don't think Chelsea will be offloading him this season, but it's for sure that they will be looking into bring another keeper this summer, just to put a little bit of pressure on Kepa, so that his working could improve. He would be under pressure, so that it will force him or pressurize him to perform well for the season. Else he knows that he would be offloaded from the club.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let me just hold you back. Let me just hold you back for this time. Okay, guys. Let's due to time constraints, let's move on to the next hot question or hot topic, I must say. So, which club might be the surprise package, as 3 clubs have been demoted to the championship and 3 clubs have been promoted to the Premier League? So, which club will you think will be the surprise package, or just say the bomb? Which club will be the bomb? Let's start with Nirmal.
For me, it's Leeds United. The way I watched the documentary in Amazon just a couple of weeks ago, just 1-2 episodes, and the style, the way they play, I think the pressing, with that style of play, I think they will be able to suppress many Premier clubs, and I think they'll be able to retain their Premier League next season. Not only that, but I think they'll be able to reach on top 10 too, and with the signing of Rodrigo, and they also have Spain international first year already. So I think Leeds United will be a surprise package next season.
Season. Yeah, Leeds will surely be the surprise packet. Being an Arsenal fan, I also saw Leeds versus Arsenal in the FA Cup round. Leeds were very good at pressing. Their famous Bielsa press is very hard for many opponents to play. And then Leeds, one of the main strength of Leeds is that Bielsa is bringing out a team which is starting with an average lineup of 26 years old, which is a very young lineup, 26 years old, and then they are ready to thrive in the Premier League, and they won the championship with 10 points above the second one, which is West Bromwich. But with the signing of Rodrigo, they have strengthened the forward part. But what about the back part? Ben White was a major part of EFL, their EFL winning campaign, as he will not be able to feature for Leeds this season. He had played all 46 games and played all of the minutes possible for Leeds. So there will be a question in the defense side, but but I don't think there will be any question in the attack side.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think West Brom also can stand in the Premier League, and I think like West Ham and other teams will be relegated in this season, because if we see like West Brom just signed West Ham's best young prospect, Diangana, yesterday only. The whole club was in entire shock, the whole fans, the whole players, even the manager, because Diangana was the upcoming favorite, everyone's favorite prospect. And just because the board saw 20 million pounds for the youngster, they offloaded him. And recently, they've been suffering. They went from 9th position team to a relegation battling team, and they could have adding Dangana and adding 2-3 more options in midfield would help them go up. But rather they are selling the best players and rather making themselves difficult to stand in the Premier League. And I think West Ham will get relegated this season, and West Brom will stay in the Premier League this season, because today only West Brom signed 2 players. They are actually focusing
as you guys are inside with Leeds, so I guess there's nothing much to say about this. Do you have something to say, Siddhant?
No.
No.
These
So
will be a
I
surprise
think-
package.
yeah, Nirmal.
I think Tottenham will be good to this season.
Yes.
Mourinho
Mourinho's
you all
full
know-
season.
Surprise package this season.
has been declining, but are you saying something, Stan?
No, please go on. Go on.
I think Mourinho has been declining for last few seasons, but I think he'll regain his title as
Yeah.
good manager. We all know that he's a good manager.
Yeah,
He won 2 Premier League titles with Chelsea, so I think he'll have to work a little bit with
3
his
Premier League
teams
titles.
and with signing of McDoherty. So I think Tottenham will be a good to this season.
yeah. Mourinho has. There's a fact that Mourinho has won a title in every club he has managed. So I guess Tottenham will be able to pull off a trophy this season. Not Audi Cup, but I
That's
guess-
not a good news for Arsenal. That's not a good news for Arsenal.
Oh, but in my opinion, Tottenham won't be that much of a high team. I think they won't even finish in the top 6, because Doherty and Holmberg is not a such a market signing like other teams have done. Like Arsenal have strengthened their defense with Gabriel, whereas Man City have strengthened their attack, and Chelsea we don't need to talk about. And then there are some market signings by different clubs, but Tottenham they are very reluctant to spend the money this season. So I think their main concern will be the defense also next season. So Mourinho will need to bring something extraordinary to bring them up to top 6.
But if you see the Tottenham's case is quite like unpredictable, because their club record signing Tanguy Ndombele is on the verge of being sold because he's out of favor for money, same as like the case of Pogba. And Ndombele is not in the favor of Mourinho, and even though he is, I think arguably he is the most is the player who has the most potential out of whole of the Tottenham's squad, but Mourinho does not favor him. And going from Aurier to Doherty is quite an upgrade, because Aurier did a lot of mistakes last season.
Yeah.
The mistakes Aurier did last season were quite unforgivable. And signing of Højbjerg can be useful for like he can be useful as for depth and other. If Tottenham could pull up 2-3 more signings to strengthen their squad, then maybe they can have a good season, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's move on to the next topic. Reports in Europe have claimed that fans are allowed in the stadium from October. Not all fans, but some percentage. I guess 30% is the number. So, guys, what does it bring? What does it bring to the teams after the post-pandemic era? I must say. So, players have also complained about the atmosphere, and there's no home advantage. So, what does the rule of bringing the October fans add?
first of all, the the advantage, the most advantage I think will be for Liverpool, because even you could see even after the COVID pandemic, after the football resumed, you could see that
Yeah.
the performance of Liverpool declined, and I think the fans play a vital role in the game too in Anfield, and you can see that they are undefeated in Anfield in the Premier League for 2 seasons, and clubs like Manchester United will also benefit, but I don't think it will matter much for small clubs, but for clubs like Liverpool, Manchester United, yeah, it will matter.
Yeah, fans will be a good add to the atmosphere and also the bringing up the spirit of the team. But not only in the game sense, adding a fan will also provide us with a hope that this pandemic will be overcome in the coming future. With the addition of fans, I think there will be at least the addition of 50% fan by the end of the 2021 season, which will be a good progress by the Premier League.
Yeah, but referees have also claimed that without fans, it's easier for them to provide the right decisions because the home fans don't pressurize on them when someone fouls the other. So, is it good because the decisions have gone right, not including the VAR, but VAR has been terrible for some clubs, uh, but the referees have done a pretty good job, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you
no,
could
no,
say
no.
that.
We
I
can't blame
think they have
referee
been
for
shaky in
those
recent times
problems.
as well. If you can see some cases like recently when Tottenham faced, I don't know which club, Mora was fouled and he fell down. If someone falls down, there is no way that someone won't touch the ground with their hands.
Yeah.
And Mora fell down and he touched the ball to make himself safe from crashing down in the pitch. But the referee gave a free kick for a handball. And you can see during the City Tottenham game in the first part of the season when Jesus scored 90 plus minute winner, and it was told that Laporte and touched the ball and the goal was cancelled. The celebrations were wild when Jesus scored. So, like, there have been some shaky decisions by referee. Like this season, you can see like United have received more than 20 penalties in a single season. That's that's too much. Norwich have only uh, had 18 penalties in like 8 seasons or something. So that is quite unbelievable stat. So like there have been some shaky decisions as well. I think so.
Yeah, the
Siddhant?
refereeing has been poor with Premier League, so they need to improve the refereeing system this year.
Yeah, talking
And
about
refereeing
refereeing, let us talk about the what's that FA Cup final, in which Chelsea had a lot of decisions going against them, including red cards and what. Siddhant, do you want to add something to it?
Yeah, there's nothing. It's just that the second yellow card that Kovacic got, uh, unfortunately, that shouldn't have been a yellow card. But there's no system to review the check of a yellow card, so I think that went out of favor for Chelsea in that final. The
Yeah.
game was
I,
gone. The game was gone. We had way too many injuries in a single match, as Piliqueta, Pulisic. So, but still, I think even sometimes when there is a possibility of a double yellow leading to a red, I think the second yellow card should be checked by VAR once, just to make
yeah,
sure that the either team is not in disadvantage.
I won't say that Arsenal were not favored by the referee in the FA Cup final, but sometimes there is a favorism. But there have been many times where Arsenal were also struggled against the referee. So the Premier League needs to focus on the refereeing system this year, so that there won't be any controversies going on to the 2021 season.
Guys, as we have
Yeah,
limited
you can
time,
see it in the United.
yeah,
Yeah,
Siddhant, you can just finish it.
yeah, you can see that in the United Chelsea game when where just Maguire hits in Batshuayi's balls in front of the assistant referee, but still nothing has been given against Maguire, not even a yellow card. So I think Premier League needs to work on its refereeing.
Yeah, so let's bring up, as we have limited time. So let us come to the final question or the final topic, I must say. So let's predict the final PL positions at the end of the 2021 season. So we, due to time restraints, we can't predict them all. So let's predict the bottom 3 and the top 6. Is it all right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Alright.
okay.
Yeah. Like, guys, let's start with
Let's start with the
let's start with the teams who have the potential of getting relegated. So
Are you
I
please?
think I think the first shot would be West Ham, because the drastic, the devastating decisions by West Ham board, utterly shocking for the fans, utterly shocking for the manager. Worst this season. No, no signings. I'm sorry for laughing, but I'm quite disappointed with the level of West Ham. They have the third most attendance in the whole of Premier League. The fans are too much low, and they are served with such decisions. So I think the board should suffer because of their devastating decisions, and I think West Ham would be the first team to get relegated this season, and I don't know about the other two teams. We might
So
discuss.
Yeah, for me,
I think go on, Nirmal.
yeah, but if Aston Villa sells release, I think they're surely gonna be relegated.
Yeah.
First of all, me it's
It is gonna
Aston
be
Villa, then West Ham, and then Fulham.
Yeah, I think the third one will be Newcastle United. We were there was a lot of news about the Saudi takeover of Newcastle at the end of the last season, but sadly it didn't take place. So there have been a war between the fans and the owner, and then there haven't been quite a signing, and then the adding to the further woes of Newcastle fans, the only striker who will be fit for their opening games will be Andy Carroll, who is very old, and I think they will be struggling from the start of the season. So
And
they will be relegated.
I also think Crystal Palace might have a shot to get relegated this season, because Zaha has handed the transfer request that he wants to leave the club, and without Zaha, you can see that Hodgson clearly plays 3 defensive midfielders
yeah,
every
Yeah.
game. They don't have creativity, and nothing. They only had Zaha. And if Zaha leaves the club, I think they have quite a problem, and they might get relegated this season. If Zaha,
Zaha doesn't deserve Crystal Palace.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
Siddhant?
regarding the top, I think
No,
okay, Siddhant, you want to add something to the bottom?
no, nothing. It's the same. West Ham, Aston Villa, and Fulham. I'll go for the 3.
Oh, you'll go for the Fulham. So I think this year's Premier League winner will be Manchester City. I think Liverpool will be struggling this season because of the lack of squad depth. They haven't signed any good players, and with the likes of Van Dijk and Mane playing all possible games, they were able to win the championship last season. But what happens if any one of them gets injured? We'll be replacing the Van Dijk force in the defense line, whereas Mane, who has been brilliant last season, will be replacing Mane. Origi is not an option. They need to sign someone for the winning. So I think Manchester City will win this season's Premier League.
Yeah, Manchester City will win. For me, it's Manchester City.
When you talk about Liverpool, every year same group of players can't give you the same result. You need to make some changes, and if we are being reluctant to spend 30 million on Thiago Alcantara, one of the best midfielders in the world at the moment, then I don't have anything more to say to Liverpool.
Yeah, I guess Nirmal has some different opinion on this thing. Nirmal?
For me, it's first surely Man City for me. And then second, I think Chelsea will have a shot at second. And third, it will be Liverpool. And fourth, I think there will be a battle between Arsenal and Leicester City. But Arsenal are pretty this season. I'm telling, Arsenal are pretty good. They've been very good at transfers. And Everton, Tottenham, fight for Europa. Wolves, that's it.
Yeah. I guess the biggest
and for Liverpool
pressure is on
due to their lack of squad depth, and I think Liverpool they are reluctant, and you can see that they are reluctant to sell players and buy players. So I think Liverpool will struggle, and for me it's Man City and Chelsea top two.
Yeah, but I
if
think
Liverpool
Yeah,
if
Siddhant, you
Liverpool
can-
let go of if Liverpool let go of Wijnaldum and bring in Alcantara, then I think they have a fair chance to compete for the title next season as well.
Yeah, but the biggest pressure is on, I guess it's on Frank Lampard, because last season he didn't, he had a transfer ban, so he didn't get the players we wanted to recruit. This season he has got loads of them. So if he doesn't perform well this season, so Chelsea will get a lot of criticism, man. Those Bruno Penalties will all be paid back if Chelsea don't finish in the top 3. So what do you think, Siddhant? In what position will Chelsea finish?
I'm confident that Chelsea will make it into the top 3. I'm pretty much confident, but it all depends upon Frank Lampard and his tactical mind. I don't have much to say. Even after it has been after Mourinho that Chelsea have backed a manager like Frank Lampard. They have been doing for Frank Lampard. Last season, Sarri wanted many players. He wanted Denis Suarez. He wanted Isco. The board did not give a damn. But this season, and before that, after that they got a transfer ban. This season, Frank Lampard has been fully backed by the board. And if he fails to get into top 3, then I don't think if he makes it into the top 3, it is good. The next season after that, they will be going for the title, and maybe after that they might be competing for a European title. But it all depends on what Frank Lampard has within, what he can give to the club now.
So Ayush, what do you think?
If Lampard does not effectively use the players he has, the potential of players he has, I reckon he'll be even a worse manager than David Moyes.
Yeah, the backlash would be ours.
Then I won't consider him as a better manager than David Moyes, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, talking about Manchester United, I guess the signing of Van de Beek, and if they manage to get Sancho, and also a centre back or a left back like Regulian or somebody, Upamecano, we had links with Upamecano, but I don't think they'll get him this summer. So I guess if they manage to get at least 2 more players in this window, so they'll also be favorites for finishing in top 3. What do you guys think?
I still don't think so.
Oh,
for me it's no, because they don't have depth. See, Arsenal are building the squad, Man City already have the squad, Chelsea are building squad, Liverpool have good squad, but Manchester United, they don't have depth, and their attitude, I don't think they have a proper lead to lead the team. Yeah, I think they'll be good, but I don't think they'll be in top 3.
I think a good centre back and the addition of Jadon Sancho might pull up a very difficult situation for top 4, because of course we know how much potential Sancho has, and a strong centre back alongside Maguire can be a good decision, because you can see sometimes Maguire is quite a bit shaky. Sometimes his season has been average, not bad, and but it hasn't fulfilled the 80 million price tag he has. And that's why he's compared to a fridge, because sometimes his mistakes cost the team a lot. So I think a world-class centre-back signing and the addition of Jadon Sancho can give difficulties to rest of the top 6 clubs. I don't know if Tottenham
Jones for backup really
right now, but the upcoming top 6 clubs.
It's not Phil Jones now. It's Tuanzebe or Fosu Mensah. They get those players in now. Phil Jones has not featured since. Yeah.
They don't. Tuanzebe, you expect Tuanzebe to be a good backup Maguire. What if he gets injured? So
it's not good.
You can think Tuanzebe better than the space.
He's better than Phil Jones. And also to add to that, Dean Henderson is also competing for the number 1 place at Manchester United with David De Gea. So I guess De Gea I'm not sure, but might regain his form of the 17-18 season, arguably one of the best seasons ever for a goalkeeper. So I guess for me, United finish in top 3.
Oh, top 3. I want to go with United top 3 because
I
I like
wouldn't
to
go for top 3.
Yeah, I think Man City will be the winner and Liverpool will gain the second place because of the experience with Jurgen Klopp. And I think due to the lack of experience of Frank Lampard, he will finish in third. I think Man U will have a difficult season if they don't sign many players because we have been seeing at the later stages of the 1920 season that their main problem have been the lack in depth in the squad.
Yeah.
So whenever Bruno and Pogba used to come off, the team would suddenly drastically go downhill, and then there will be problem in the squad. So they need to
They would
sign.
play like West Ham. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. They need too many signings as well. They need a proper left back, and then they need a proper left-footed center back. Donny Van de Beek will be a good addition, and then Jadon Sancho will be a brilliant addition.
Yeah.
So I think they need to react to their squad depth also.
Okay, guys.
Yes, and
remember this time it won't be one-sided like the year before. It will be very competitive.
Yeah.
It won't be like one-sided like
that's obvious,
last year. No team will be able to do 20 points. No teams. The top will be intense battle this year.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's. Ayush.
Yes. I think because I think the selling of Romero and Chris Smalling might get enough United enough budget to sign Reguilon, and which might fill the void of left back.
Yeah.
So United might have edge on the left flank because of Reguilon, but a proper centre back is still required for United because their centre backs have been quite shaky and they need someone to lead the back.
Yeah, our lineup is good. For me, our lineups are, for me, it's even better than most of the PL teams. If we only see the lineup, Man United are favorites for favorites for finishing, for even contending for the title. But if we see the substitutions, it's 42-year-old Igalo, the straight running Daniel James. So they don't bring enough to the depth, but they need to sign players. It's all that. So guys, let's move on to the discussions for Arsenal. Where will we see them at the table?
So I think Arsenal have a I think Arsenal will gain the fourth position with the likes of Man City, Liverpool, and Chelsea. With Mikel Arteta, you can see the progress of the team, and then you have been backed by the board this season also with the likes of Edu leading the transfer window, and then with the addition of Gabriel, it will be the use gap that has been remaining in Arsenal's backline, that is the defense, the centre back, and then that gap will be filled by Gabriel, I think. So I think the Arsenal will start with the back three in the starting of the season due to the experience of David Luiz. We need to provide the experience to William Saliba and Gabriel, and then Arsenal have other position very much well covered with the likes of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who have been brilliant at the later stages of the season. And then the attacking, I think I don't need to describe about the attacking because the front three are pretty good. The only thing that was lacking in the Arsenal squad last season was the attacking midfielder, the creative midfielder.
Yeah.
And then I think Willian can bring such creativity to the Arsenal squad. So I think Arsenal are a good favorite for fourth position this season.
Yeah.
And remember, Ceballos has come. Returned to Arsenal.
Ceballos. For me, Ceballos is the core of the Arsenal team.
Yes, and also like if Arsenal could get off Alexandre Lacazette, I think because his performances have massively gotten downhill, and I think he has become a liability to the team. He is only useful for celebrations when Aubameyang scores.
What about the rumors that Maitland-Niles was sale?
Oh no! Mikel Arteta has made it clear that he doesn't want to sell Maitland-Niles, and then I think there will be departures like Kolasinac as well as Socrates, who has been heavily linked to Napoli, and then I think it will raise some funds, and then if the board backs, then Arteta will be able to buy his main priority this transfer window, who has been Thomas Partey. So I think there is news yesterday that Arsenal are ready to offload Guendouzi and Lacazette to bring on Partey with a swap deal with Atletico Madrid. So I think that will be a good one because Arsenal have a good attacking lineup with the youngsters with the like of Nketiah and Martinelli and Reece Nelson also.
Yes, and today the trusted sources have also reported that West Ham have done one more blunder today. They offered Arsenal 5 million deal for a loan for I forgot his name. What the winger?
Saka.
West Ham's winger.
The West Ham's winger. Who was that?
Yes.
Well,
Felipe
Felipe
Anderson.
Yes. West Ham completely relied on Felipe Anderson, and they are now selling Felipe Anderson on a loan to Arsenal for 5 million. I don't know if Arsenal will take it or not. By chance Arsenal takes it, I don't think West Ham will win a single game this season.
yeah.
Okay, guys. So let's talk about 3 teams at once now. So we don't have much time left. Where will we see Tottenham, Wolves, and Sheffield this season?
Due to the addition of
forgetting Leicester.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Leicester.
Let's not forget
just-
Leicester, but
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Leicester. Let's add Leicester to this list.
Yeah.
Where will we
Yeah,
be
I think-
seeing them?
I think Leicester might be equally good because they sold Ben Chilwell for like 50 million and they have enough funds, and they just signed Castagna from Atalanta, and you see how the way Castagna plays, he plays so good. Like he can definitely help the attacking of the Leicester squad, and the age does not matter to Jamie Vardy. He still runs like a machine. He doesn't stop. His addiction of Red Bull doesn't make him stop, and I think if they quietly focus one more midfielder to make to add the depth in the or one more winger in Leicester squad, their squad will be utter complete because if you see their holding midfielder, NDD is a complete perfect holding midfielder, and the creativity of James Maddison and
Tielemans.
Yeah, Yuri Tielemans is quite useful to the team, but you can see like the injury of Maddison cost the team a lot. They went from second to fifth in a stance. So their depth in midfield is quite essential, and they can't rely on Demare Gray this season. Also, he's not the level.
So
So
what do we conclude? Leicester top 6 or not?
Oh, I don't think Leicester will be in the top 6. I think the top 6 will be, as I said, the top 4 I have already said, and then 5th place will be of Man United, and the 6th place will be of Leeds. And then regarding Sheffield United,
No way.
Yeah.
Not finishing 6th this season. No way.
Yeah.
Oh,
For me, it's 5th Manchester United and 6th Tottenham.
So let's not forget the fact that Norwich had also been promoted last season, and Pukki was on fire. So after just being promoted, I guess they won Manchester City both the times in the season.
No, one time.
One time. But Norwich had been performing well in the early of the season. It might be just the case of Leeds. They might be performing well in the beginning of the season. So some downs, but I don't back Aditya because I don't think Leeds will finish 6th.
Yeah,
with a very good coach of Marcelo Bielsa, I think they will be they will finish 6th because the Marcelo Bielsa, who have been in Leeds for I think 2 seasons, have very nicely molded the team into quite a young side and very good football playing side. And with the intelligence of Marcelo Bielsa, I think they will be able to flourish this season.
But still, if you see,
it was championship.
If you still see, there is Carlo Ancelotti in the Premier League, and
exactly.
Now he'll have 3 world-class midfielders in the midfield line, and
guys, we are forgetting about Everton.
Quite good of a striker. So Everton also have the chance to sneak in the Europa
Top
League
six.
this season.
Yeah.
So-
What does Nirmal Gole think of Everton this season?
Yeah, they are pretty good. I think they are near to signing Rodriguez. So they'll give up a fight for say sixth Europa League place. Yeah,
Okay, guys, I guess that's all for today. So, thank you, ISM City, iPhone, Siddhant Adhikari, Khopara for joining us today. So, I'd like to request you to please use your own names from next time. So that's all from for the first episode of the Falcon podcast. Hope to see you guys before the Premier League starts, and we'll have a short preview on that day. Okay, guys, thank you for joining. सक्यो कुरा के भयो भन्दाखेरि युट्युबमा हाल्ने कि नै
होइन यस्तो गरेको यो भिडियो त नहालौँ भनेको कि मैले के गरौँ भन्दाखेरि जस्तो तिमीहरूले टिभो फुटबलको उत्योहरू हेर्दैन त्यो युट्युबमा हाल्छ नि ओरेन्ज टिम पोडकास्ट भनेर त्यो साउन्ड जस्तो मात्र हालौँ कि त्यो बरु इमेज हालौँ होइन प्रिमियर लिगको प्रिभ्यू जस्तो साउन्ड मात्र हालौँ
साउन्डमा त कोही सुन्दैन के
कसैले सुन्दैन के
के भयो
अर्कै मैले भनेको चाहिँ अब त बोलिरहेछस् भने एउटा तेरो फोटो देखाइदिए स्क्रिनमा अनि अब नागे बोल्ला चाहिँ नागेको फोटो देखे
ल यस्तो गरौँ अब मैले रेकर्डिङ हानेको छु होइन रेकर्डिङ हानेको छु सबैलाई रेकर्डिङ हानेको छु सबैजनालाई ड्राइभमा पठाइदिन्छु सुन होइन कस्तो भएर रहेछ आफै छ अनि हाल्ने मिल्छ किन अब फर्स्ट हो होइन त्यति राम्रो भएन होइन स्योर हो होइन अनि त्यसैले त्यो गरौँ
मैले चाहिँ के भनेको बाई चान्स यो अपलोडै हुन्छ भने चाहिँ के गर्ने भने चाहिँ हामी बोल्दाखेरि अब के को बारेमा बोल्ला छौँ तपाईँ हामी रोड्रिगेजको बारेमा बोल्ला छौँ भने त बोल्ला छस् रे तेरो त्यहाँ सानो उसमा चाहिँ त बोलेको देखाउने अन्त हामी रोड्रिगेजको फोटो देखाउने त्यसरी के को
बारेमा हल्का गोल सोल हाने ट्रेनिङ वेनिङ
गरेर देखाउँदा हुन्छ के हाम्रो फोटो चाहिँ
त्यो एडिट गर्न चाहिँ नबल्लाई भन्नु पर्ला
अनि के को बारेमा बोलिरहेछ त्यसको चाहिँ ठुलो फोटो के
नबल्लाई भन्नु पर्ला जस्तै एडिट
यति हो हैन रेकर्डिङ छ हैन अब म ड्राइभमा अपलोड हानेर तिमीहरुलाई पठाइदिन्छु हैन हेर निर्मल भनेले बिचमा जोइन हाने खो ओइ यस्तो हाजुटा दिएर मलाई घरे जोइन हान्ने पुरा हेडफोन लाएर चालु
भएन मलाई अनि यसो आएर मेसेज हेर्छु बल्ल देखे
आइफोन यार अर्को अझै नाम चुनाउनु पर्यो यार
ल
गाइस अब अर्को एउटा प्रिभ्यू पनि हुन्छ प्रिमियर लिग अगाडि
सेप्टेम्बर 11 अथवा 12 मा हानौँ न त
प्रिमियर अगाडि गरौँ प्रिमियर लिग
अब टक्कै एक हप्ता छ टक्कै सेप्टेम्बर 11 कि 12 मा हानौँ ल ल ल ल ल अब गर्दै गरौँ न म ल साइनिङ अफ ल ड्राइभ लिंक पठाउँला म
ल